Some cops responded to what was reported as gunshots after a high school football game in Delaware County, Pennsylvania. For some reason, and in all honesty, I can't explain why. I've looked through everything and I haven't seen any common sense explanation as to why they, for some reason, thought that a band that was coming away from the scene was involved. They decided to open fire with no common sense involved as well. They took the life of a young girl by the name of Fanta Bility. This was a very young girl, 8 years old. They also injured several of her family members, injured several others. Now, the cops got charged with misdemeanor, but the Bility family created a organization in the honor of their daughter. They're trying to get a law passed in the state of Pennsylvania called Fanta's Law. And it's to get training. And as someone, if you've watched my channel, you know this is something that I think the cops need. I think more training, more education, good thing for cops. So I'm going to let you watch the clip, them talking about this, and then we'll come back and get into this. Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself.
Well, turning tragedy into real change. That's the goal of new legislation introduced in Pennsylvania, calling for more specialized training for police in Delaware County. It's known as Fanta's Law, named after the little girl who lost her life to errant police gunfire. Action News race and culture reporter Taronda Thomas has the details today.
It's been 3 years since 8-year-old Fanta Bility was fatally shot at this field by police gunfire. Her family now using that tragedy to make change.
I'm grateful to be here today.
Returning to a place that holds so much pain.
And I'm thanking everybody.
Tanae Chroma fights through the tears for her daughter, whose loss has inspired new legislation known as Fanta's Law.
One of the most important things to me and my aunt is focusing on police training.
2 bills would create mandatory training for officers across Delaware County.
We will try to find the funding, but our police are begging for additional training.
Police would be required to take firearms training courses 4 times a year. State Senator Anthony Williams and State Representative Dave Deloso joined forces to sponsor the bills.
My legislation isn't just about spending more time at the range shooting straighter. It's about making the best decision in a high-pressure situation.
The legislation has bipartisan support. The Fraternal Order of Police has given its approval. So has the borough of Sharon Hill.
Our municipality has already taken the steps to make mandatory additional training specifically around use of force, diversity, culture, understanding for our police officers.
8-year-old Fanta was killed in 2021 by police gunfire. Officers responding to the sound of gunshots fired into a crowd leaving the Academy Park High School football game. The 3 officers took plea deals. Fanta's family also settled a civil suit. Lawmakers have already introduced the bills. They would require police departments to document their training. In Sharon Hill, Taronda Thomas, Channel 6 Action News.
Let's get a check on that.
These cops should have had training in what to do in high stress situations. I mean, that's kind of common sense that cops would be trained like this. And if they're not getting trained like this, well, I've been reading a book recently. And I kind of knew this kind of thought process before. Well, it's not even a thought process. When humans do things, they're accessing one of 2 in the book that I'm currently reading, one of two minds within their brain. One's the rational mind, the mind that thinks everything through, that this is the part of your brain that you're learning things. Well, when you're tired, you're hungry, whatnot, stressed, everything goes back to the subconscious level. And how you react to things on the subconscious level, it can lead to what happened here. But you can train your body to not react like these cops did, which was in a manner that defies common sense. Why you would just shoot at a random van and how they only got away with misdemeanors is beyond me. But they did. The only person that actually has been charged that I've found so far is a 19-year-old by the name of Angelo A.J. Ford, sentenced to 14 to 28 months, or 14 to 28 years in prison and 8 years of probation, because he was said to be the spark for the shootout that led to the death of Fanta Bility. And the judge found Ford guilty of attempted murder and aggravated assault. Investigators said Ford was involved in a fight with rival teen gang members outside of a high school gang which in Sharon Hill, Pennsylvania, back in October 27, 2021. So that's the only person I found that was actually convicted of anything. This was past November. But these cops, they only got away with the misdemeanor for doing something that, in all honesty, they should have been trained in how not to do. They should not have done this. And it's training. It really is. And that's something that at least I hope it was training. I hope they were not being stupid. But from the looks of it, they panicked, which no cop should keep their job if this is what's going to happen when they panic. So I hope this law gets passed because these folks need to be trained in how to handle such situations, even on a subconscious level. They need to their subconscious mind, their, as the book I'm reading calls it, the alligator brain, needs to go to, hey, here's a situation. Don't panic. Aim and take measure of what's going on. Yes, you can do that even on the subconscious level. But hey, I thought I would bring this up because if any of y'all are from Pennsylvania, y'all need to work on getting this passed. Y'all need to get with your representatives and senators on the state level and get this passed, because it ain't been passed in about a year that they've been working to get it passed. And if you're in another state, you might want to take a look at if this is a law or if there's a similar kind of law in your state. If not, you need to see if you can get it passed, because this should not happen to anybody. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. So, folks, that's the story that I wanted to bring you on this video. And I just wanted to say thank you again for coming by. Hit like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff if you don't mind. Help me out. So, y'all have a good day now.